Hello, dear viewers. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm just doing a table reading because I really like to focus on each of these individual actors. So I want to do one on Rudy Giuliani. And I just want to do a character profile, sort of see where he's at right now kind of thing. He was ridiculous. He was the one who incited the riot. He took his part by saying, we're going to have trial by combat. And that's exactly what they then did. You know, wow. I can't even, I mean, he knew what they were planning. Let's see what his cards say. We have, winning at any cost. We have that Knight of Swords. Immature, that means foot soldier. He's doing this on behalf of a larger interest. He was just, I'm going to win it. I'm going to win it. Gosh, I just feel like, I wonder, I do think, I mean, I hate to say this, but I think he was up for it. I think he was up for a coup. I do. His outward characteristics, 7 of coins. You know what's weird? Oh, a saying just came to me as soon as I looked at that. Is there a saying? See, I don't even know it very well, but it's like I heard somebody say, you know, like a few eggs shy of a dozen, or like there's not enough of something that should be there, you know, cognitively. Maybe you guys can reach for a nice homespun saying that kind of gets at that. Anyway, he's looking at that 7 of coins. Yeah, there's people are thinking, well, he's not all that, not completely there intellectually, which, you know what? He is there enough to know better. That is absolutely for certain. He is not to have that bad of cognitive functioning. He's there enough to know better. But he's also feeling insecure then also. I feel like there's a certain amount of denial, though, about how much trouble he's in. And then we have the 8 of Wands, though internally, he is working forward on a number of fronts to keep going on this mission, whatever he thinks it is. Wow. I feel like he's just, you know, and maybe it is, he's just making as much money as possible off Trump. I feel like in his world, it's sort of simplified. Like, yes, I'm doing a number of things. I'm engaging in a strategy. But I'm not going to worry about the morality of it. I'm not going to worry about any kind of, I'm not going to worry about getting in trouble. I'm not going to worry about, my life is simple. I am to do this. These are my goals. I'm going to make a lot of money. That's that. I feel like that's where his head's at. He has long ago ceased feeling any kind of loyalty to American politics. I feel like to America as a nation. That's not what he's about. Raw ambition. Huh. Yeah, he is kind of a caricature. I feel like there are some people who, I don't know if he was always like this, probably had quite a lot of this, but there are some people whose, you know, their development just kind of got stunted and life seems simple to them. They don't bother themselves with things like guilt or morality. They just don't worry themselves with stuff like that, you know? So it turns out, you know, there's a simplicity there. But then I've seen that in Donald Trump's cards too. So we have the Emperor for the outward, for the goal. So he wants to be the law. I feel like he wants to be the law. Like he did want a new government and he was going to be the law in it. Maybe he wanted to be on the Supreme Court. I think he did. Then we have the Moon, which is the motivation. Lots of secrets there. Lots of mystery. Lots of secrets. He has secret agenda to want to be the law. I do think that he was he was okay if the U.S. government got completely transformed into something very authoritarian and autocratic. We have the Eight of Swords. See, that's what's at stake, though. Jail. I mean, seriously, jail. I don't always see jail when I pull this card, but this time I saw jail. That's what's at stake for him. He doesn't realize, it's like there's this real basic denial. He thinks he knows so much about how the whole world operates and different political systems operate. And he has navigated, he's very narcissistic, and he has navigated through all of them and spoken to world leaders. And I just almost hear it from his mouth, you know, like he knows so much more than these American politicians, these American senators, and you know, the bar association that may disbar him, and he knows so much more than that. He knows that he's going to find his place in the larger new order, he thinks. Does it occur to him that he's not young? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But like I said, there's some weird simplicity in his thinking here. We have the King of Swords in the flaw. The flaw is that he's going to be investigated big time. Ooh, the Wheel of Fortune. That's the source of his flaw. Because, right, how many times have we seen that? The Wheel of Fortune along with the King of Swords. Like, okay, it's time. It's time for some truth to be coming out. It's time for a new movement. It's time for, yeah, some real fighting for the truth kind of thing. Intellectually fighting for the truth. We're not talking trial by combat. Ridiculous. We're intellectually, investigatively change through truth. So he's getting caught up in this time. He doesn't understand the bigger picture. Because spirituality for him is, I feel like, completely useless to him. And the Hanged Man is the effect that has upon this. So delay, you know, and he's got to see things from a new perspective. He feels very secure. How weird. Maybe he makes it a point of pride to be like, oh, I've gone through this and that and the other thing, and I know how to do that. I feel like I've always felt with Rudy that he has ties to, and this is, again, zero evidence. This is intuitively. I don't even know how this would look, really. But I've always felt some shady ties to mafia type. And maybe that is Russian mafia, or maybe not even Russian. I don't know. He's had such dealings with many different other countries. But I think there's some sort of like powerful people with roots at past history in mafia. So he thinks he is just the world citizen here. He's wrong. So he's got to see things from a new perspective. This isn't going to work like he thinks it is. The past Page of Coins. So it's like he got a job. Trump's personal attorney. And the attorney in charge of some transition that was going to be really shady. And then we have Queen of Cups, future. That's Mother Russia. So what's he going to do? Ten of Swords is the clarifier. No, it's not good. I think some of his ties, international ties, are definitely going to be explored in these investigations. Oh, yeah, he's got a lot of them too, doesn't he? Right. I mean, all that shady stuff he's been doing over the last 4 years. And people he knows, you know? People he knows having secret relationships with different countries to sort of lobby on their behalf in the U.S. government. All that kind of thing. It's going to almost look like he was exploiting Trump to further the interests of another group. Wow, yeah. This isn't good. He's going to have stuff come out that's going to look... I don't know that we'll ever know the full scale of it, because I feel like a lot of it's going to be top secret classified. but it's not going to be good for him. Okay, let's look at more about the future. Boy, sometimes you pull these cards and you hear what you're hearing and you're thinking, my God. But we know that, and then you remember the headlines. And we've known there's lots of shady dealings with him and interest from abroad. All right. So what about present for Rudy? We have so right now he's talking to people in politics and U.S. politics. He knows, and he does play up that, well, he's not going to say he's cognitively declining, but he does play up the idea that, well, that's crazy Rudy. That's Rudy who's not the Rudy he used to be. His brain's not the same, blah, blah, blah. He likes to play that up and be sort of the pardonable, forgivable fool, and go and reach out to old contacts who remembered him as the mayor of New York City during 9/11. So he's doing that right now. He's reaching out to them, but judgment is falling on him hard. People are, it's like people are feeling like, a lot of people within the Republican Party are feeling like, we don't have the luxury of saying, oh, foolish Rudy, his day has come and gone. We don't have the luxury of doing that. Some of them are starting to look in a different way on him. Not all of them. Ace of Coins. If your interests are intertwined with another person's, I suppose it's easier to overlook serious signs that they're into some serious subversive kind of things. Ace of Coins. He's also looking for money for his own defense. So he's reaching out for that too. Oh, this is reversed. We have the 9 of Coins reversed in the next few months. And again, timing with tarot is, but a lot of times I'm saying this is now, this is next few months, this is the months after that. So 9 of Coins, luxuries. He is not sitting pretty. He is not enjoying the high life. He does like to enjoy the high life, but that's not happening in the next few months. Then we have Page of Swords. Oh, he continues to say some things that are really unwise. He's got this sort of, boldness, yeah, I know it all. I know more than these schlubs know here in Washington. They only know the U.S. And so it makes him think that he can say whatever he wants. He stands his ground, so don't look for him to go to jail in the next few months. But the press does not let up on him. There's the Queen of Swords after that. Yeah, they're investigating. And people are interested in learning about it. People do not forgive him. The public does not forgive him. They're interested even in months and months and months. The public, there's still a market for stories about, look at all his connections with Russia. Look at all his connections with other countries that have autocratic leaders. There's still there's, and it's not even just the leaders. It's the very wealthy people, really. And then we have the 6 of Cups. Oh, they're looking back. They're combing his history. He's embattled. His life does not get easier. All right. Well, there it is. He's going to have a rough year. And things do not let up on him. By the way, his feeling that he knows more than most everybody about how the world works is wrong. It's incorrect. The thing is, he's been hanging out with shady people. So he knows a lot about their perspectives, but he doesn't know how the world works. So is he disbarred? They're looking at that. Well, he's got some connections. Again, those old connections with Republican Party and, I was the mayor of New York City and that stuff. He did a lot of harm too, by the way, as mayor of New York City. A lot of the, it wasn't the legislation that allowed people to just be stopped and frisked. It's so unconstitutional. So unconstitutional. But I think that came in under his watch. But we do have the King of Wands, see? So we've got Biden and the new political energy coming in. Knight of Coins. I think he's going to be seen as, well, you know, he was Trump's personal attorney and he was doing all this for his client. And to me, these cards are suggesting I am not sure he's even going to be disbarred. But right away when I heard the headline, I thought, yeah, that feels like he's going to be disbarred. So sometimes it's a matter of the initial thing I'm hearing, my intuition, versus what the cards are showing. A lot of times they work beautifully together, but not always. So we have the Seven of Cups. He's going to peddle a lot of illusions, man. He's getting his stories out there about why he's not guilty of this. It'll go on. That's what I'm getting. Even the idea of whether or not he's going to be disbarred, it'll go on, it'll go on, it'll go on. That's what I'm seeing. Okay, so we don't have a set answer about that. He may end up, oh, yes. And if it goes on and goes on and the public opinion gets increasingly negative about Giuliani, and he starts to realize, oh my gosh, I may have legal jeopardy here, that's more concerning, he might just surrender his license and we would never hear about whether or not he was disbarred, because I think then it's a moot point. So, okay, I got it. All right, well, we'll see what's going on with Giuliani. Thank you all so very much. Thank you for being involved citizens. We have to be well informed. So I encourage you all to read. These readings are great. Your intuition is great. My intuition is great. But doing a lot of reading and figuring out the facts is good too. Thank you all so much. Bye-bye.